Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm with my man Tommy.
Nice to meet you guys.
And he just came back from Japan. How, you were there for like a month?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
18 days.
18 days. So almost, felt like forever.
Felt like a month.
Glad you're back. We're gonna do a little comparison of different countries we've been to. Of course, his being Japan. And I studied abroad in Spain this past summer. So it'll be Japan versus Spain. And of course, we have our sake. And these, you got these there, correct?
Yeah, so I got the glasses. I'll take this. I'll show it to you. We got these cups for sake in Kyoto in an antique shop right by the Kamo River.
Ooh.
So if we're going to drink sake, I figured we'd do it right. So got some sake today for this. It's United States sake, but
Yeah.
at least the cups for it are from Japan.
Authentic. All right. Well,
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So I think a good place to start is food/restaurants. You want to go into that, like what Japan was like?
Yeah, absolutely. Japan food's obviously fantastic, just like everyone would assume it is. One of the things I liked a lot about Japanese restaurants is how quickly you can communicate with the workers there. They encourage you, if you're ready to order, just raise your hands and call them over, and if you're ready for your check, same thing, call them over. So usually you don't have to worry too much about bothering servers. The food's obviously very good. Ramen's delicious. Sushi's delicious, but no, it's very good. And one of the things that I think is the most surprising about the food in Japan is that it's not just their food isn't just they're not just specialty at Japanese food. Like they make a lot of American food very good.
So not just sushi.
Right.
Okay.
They make Mexican food very good. I had a Nashville chicken sandwich in Kyoto. Yeah, oh yeah. And I've been to Nashville before, and I think it was better than... They did Nashville chicken better than they do it in Nashville. So it was incredible. Aww. So they make good food over there.
I love that. So it isn't like rude to like call over a waiter.
Nope. You just go, sumimasen, and they come on over.
Perfect. Well, so Spain, definitely the waiter just like comes up to you when you like first arrive. Right. I would say that they expect you to order drinks rather than food. Like if you go to a restaurant and don't order any food, like they really don't care. They have a different cultural relationship with drinking, and then when you are there eating, of course, like I had like the 2-hour lunches, like that siesta in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And then
wish we could have some of that over there.
I wish we did. Like I need a daily nap. But it's so normal to just sit there and talk over lunch, dinner, whatever it is. The waiter isn't gonna kick you out. And then once your meal's finished, like it's expected you're there for like an hour longer, just sipping your glass of wine, having a drink, whatever it is, just conversing. And like, cause when you finish up your meal and you'll be like, oh, asking the waiter, like porfa el cheque or something. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it'll take about an hour for you to get the bill. Yeah. And at first, like, it was super frustrating for like me and the other interns when we'd go out to eat, because we're like we want to go, like we're trying to leave, but they expect you that you're still sitting there.
They're like, no, you guys got more fun.
Exactly. So that was a learning curve, and then the food was definitely yummy. The seafood, great. I had paella. But I'd say they did, excuse me, I'm not sure if I tried other cuisines besides, like, I tried a Mexican place because we were just, like, craving tacos, and that's not a Spanish thing. But, no, very fresh food overall and yummy. And it's also nice, I think you said this about Japan, too, you don't have to tip. Tipping doesn't exist. No tipping. So, honestly, that was kind of nice. It's different, but, yeah. So that's, I guess... the food cuisine. Moving into it, transportation. How did you get around?
So in Japan, we use the trains to get everywhere. the Shinkansen or bullet trains is how you get across long distance in Japan.
Those like 200-mile ones?
Oh yeah, 200 miles.
Jesus.
They're a lot of fun. I rode a couple of those. Very efficient. The transportation in Japan is very, very efficient. There's a saying that they say there where if you're early, you're on time, and if you're on time, you're late. And all the trains they're there the exact time that they say will be. So if it says the train's gonna be there at 1:03. It'll be there at 1:03. You know, but it's very easy to get around because of the fact that they have English names over all the train stations. Yeah. So they'll have it in Japanese, and then right below it they'll have the name.
Oh, that's helpful.
And then the most helpful thing with it is the colors. So the lines throughout the city are all color coded. So. You know, you'll see the Yamanote line, it's lime green, and eventually you start to kind of know which ones go where, and so they all intertwine a little bit. So you know that, okay, if I get on, I might not know exactly when this train's coming, but I can go right to this platform because I know that this one's going to take me to Shinjuku. And then the people on the train, they're very orderly. People don't like to talk very much, which is good. It's very efficient.
Yeah.
People are respectful of other people's privacy. So it's very easy, and they're very safe too. You know, there's some countries, some parts of the U.S. even, you know, you go to a subway and it can be kind of sketchy. Very rarely did you see anything like that in Japan. Good. In Japan, it's like even when I think it's when kids turn 6 years old, their parents start to teach them how to use the train by themselves.
Wow.
So it just goes to show you how safe it is.
Yeah, I remember hearing that fact too. Like, it's a safe society. Like the fact like kids aren't just getting kidnapped or like snatched. So it probably would happen more here because if they're just by themselves. But the society monitors themselves for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. But Stacy, tell me about how Spain's transportation was.
All right, so I'll get into it. There are obviously buses, very efficient bus system. Those take a little bit longer though because the routes are longer. And then the subway, the underground, and then the tram. So I would take the tram if we were going to the beach. Like that would be the line for there. But going to work every day, I would walk to the station that was mine was Estadio Mestalla. Like it was by the soccer stadium. So I'd get on in there, and then my stop I'd get off it was Arago. And I can still remember the like lady talking. It's like Proxima Parada, like next stop. Like and
I can still hear that in Japan. I can still hear it.
You're right, clean, efficient. Not like the ones here at all, just like it works for the society. They get there on time. That's what I took back to the airport when I left. Like, they're just set up civilly well, like whatever it is. But,
agreed.
Yeah, I think for our final topic, we'll talk about just kind of like what the people are like and their culture in a sense overall. Like, what taste did you get?
So the Japanese people are very they're very organized. They definitely are very they're very good people over there. They take a lot of pride in what they do in their country. They take a lot of pride in keeping where they live clean and following their rules and their laws. And it's very noble to see how many people are just raised with those values. And I think one of my favorite things there in Japan was just seeing how many people just were well behaved. Even just like younger people, like people just they didn't misbehave. You know, they didn't break rules. They weren't causing problems. And then anybody would help you at the drop of a hat if you really needed it.
Oh, that's good.
When I was figuring out the train systems, that was the most opportunities that I got to really talk to locals during the day.
Yeah.
You know, I'd just show them. Everyone's kind of got like a Google map.
Yeah, Google Maps for sure.
A Google Maps or like train apps that show you which routes going where. And so everybody recognizes the colors, and you know, even if they can't really speak English. So, you know, you'd go up to someone, just say, excuse me, or sumimasen, and just kind of like point to what you got on your phone and just kind of like see it. You know, they'll know you're asking for directions, and they were always so friendly to help. I had a person when I was at Kyoto Station, which is a huge train station in Japan, massive. This person, she took me 5 minutes across the train station.
Aww.
Just to help me. This old lady, she took me 5 minutes across the station, probably missed her train, just to show me where my route was at.
That's so sweet.
So people are very friendly there. You know, the food there, they take. Well, we already talked about the food, but
yeah, they take pride in it though, as a culture, as a society. But yeah,
but very good, very. They speak more English there than people laid on. I'd say 1 in every 5 person speaks enough broken English to kind of have a conversation with.
That's good.
Their English is a lot better than our Japanese.
Yeah, no, so going into Spain, I'd say that too. There were a few times where I was like, sometimes when I would talk to them, they could tell by my accent, like, okay, you're English, and then they'd switch to English, and I'd keep trying in my Spanish, but they're very easy to deal with. Like, I didn't necessarily feel weird at all. Like, I judged, I guess, to be an American or anything. I will say, like, my one, like, local interaction, I remember I was in a grocery store looking for juice, which is jugo in Spanish. But Valencia, the city I was in, they speak their own Castilian, like, Spanish dialect, which is, Valencian, so Valenciano. And,
Valenciano.
yeah, exactly. And I asked, like, ¿Dónde está jugo? Like, where's juice? And they just, like, stared at me. And basically, they have their own word for juice, which is Zumo, with a Z. Zumo, exactly. And, like, even though they probably knew what I meant, they were just like, sorry, I don't understand. Like,
they wanted to hear you
yeah,
say
they
it, right?
wanted to hear their own. Like, they're very, like, the city of Valencia, they take pride in, like, their province, their region, and so that matters to them. But everyone there is so friendly, so welcoming, such a lively city. They're a very green city. I would say, again, like, they're very organized, they're polite, they're clean, there wasn't trash on the streets or anything like that. They take pride in upkeeping it. But no, definitely that green city. They're considered to be the greenest city in Europe, so they are very eco-friendly, but that is, I would say, a huge part of their, like, societal values. But no, wonderful people. I miss them so much. Maybe I'll go back someday. We'll go back. But yeah. But thank you for hearing this little mini comparison of Japan versus Spain. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're watching, I hope you get to travel somewhere in the world too. There's a whole world out there, so much to learn and experience. And of course, happy Good Friday, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Take care.
Bye.